GMGP, it is Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with Ray and Jay. Let me know. Jay Rich said the audio is doubling. Can y'all hear it? There's some double audio going on right now. Double audio, no audio, one audio, two audio,
I don't know what the hell was
three
going on.
audio, five. Cozy Jackson in the building. Jacob was popping with you. Juicy J. Mick, Boyan in the building. Clyde the Glide. Honcho, what's going down, big dog?
Clyde the Glide.
Jimbo. Clyde the Glide in the building. I saw Clyde the Glide in the building Thursday. We got the NFL Combine next week. Combine season is here. Excited. I am excited. Joey Aguilar going to try out for the NFL and sling the rock for Tennessee at the same time. Incredible. Juicy J, we ain't going to talk about Joey today. Ed Chambliss is back, though. Trinidad didn't want no part of the NFL, baby. He wanted no part of it. Mick talking about don't sleep on JD5 in the top tier. We shall see. Boyan, what's going down with you, baby? LBGK. Looks like LBG Glock 8, but it's not Glock 8. GMGP to you, big dog. How you doing this morning? We got the people in the building. Jay Rich got his black McDonald's cup with that McFlurry. Put it all in his mouth. I didn't say it. He said it, man. Talk to him, Jay Rich.
You just said it.
I didn't say it yesterday, though. You ran it the other day, man. How you doing this morning, big dog?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I had a good couple days, you know.
Look at this jersey you
had
got
a few days
on,
off. Yeah.
Soccer jersey. Look at you, man. Slim,
You know, Newcastle,
medium.
big win against Carbag yesterday.
Not
6-1.
Not a big shirt at all. Not a big shirt. Big win. Big shirt. Small shirt, but looking good over there. Got that McDonald's OVO cup. Talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about
it. Had to spend that $10 to get that cup, Ray. It's a monumental moment. OVO and McDonald's, pretty cool stuff. But yeah, man, good couple days. Good to be back. QB tiers today.
QB tiers.
We'll see where your QB tiers
Somebody
are at.
said no Penix slander today.
Look,
no
Kyle,
Penix.
Kyle, I appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you being here. But it will probably not be a very good day for Michael Penix. I'm going to be real with you. I like Michael Penix. I think he's a good player. But we will see.
We shall see.
Haven't made the tiers yet, so we'll see where he ends up.
Got this right stash on point. The stash is on point today. I got the stash on Jay. I just haven't shaved in a while, man. You know, I can't get the full beard like you, but you know, we're trying to
One of these days, right? One of these days.
One of these days I'm gonna grow up and then I'll be able to grow some facial hair. But until then, we just, you know, keep the cheeks clean and we try to let the stash do what it do. But yes, we are talking quarterbacks today. You know, we're at that point in the offseason, Jay, where I don't know about you and how you feel about this stage of the process with the combine, free agency. I think this is really the fun part. And when you think about a year in which the NFL draft isn't going to provide a ton of quarterbacks, we're going to get a few that come into the league. But off the rip, you're projecting one guy to start out off the bat, and that's Fernando Mendoza, which that's just going to put us in the situation where there are going to be a lot of veteran quarterbacks. Some of these QBs that we don't think are that good. Teams should go in a different direction. Why are we bringing this guy in? They're going to get opportunity again. We have been talking about this on this channel all damn season. Like, you could tell based on the upcoming class that the QB pool was just going to be recycled with a bunch of old names, veteran QBs. So I was like, you know what? Let's create our tier today. Let's talk through our quarterback tier. We got some unique tier names for these guys. We got some trucks and trailers in there. We got some single word descriptors for some of the tiers, but we got to talk about it. Let's see. Is there anything that happened NFL news wise that we got to discuss with the folks though?
I mean, we'll kind of get there when we talk about some of these quarterbacks, but the main pieces of news really are the Mahomes restructure. So they made like $43 million in cap space for 2026. The Chiefs did. We know they were still the worst team in terms of cap space. They were like minus $57 over the cap. This puts them from 32nd rate all the way to 28th. They still have about $13 million to clear. They got Chris Jones' big contract. They can still cut their right tackle. So there's definitely still a lot of moves they can make, but that was kind of the major news. We kind of see it coming. Dallas expect to do the same with Dak Prescott. When that ultimately happens, then the big QB news is really just what's going to happen with Kyler Murray and Tua Tagovailoa, but obviously we're talking QBs today, so we kind of talk about that as it happens, but that's the big thing for me.
Yeah, I'm looking across the NFL news space. I'm on old Adam Schefter's X account to see if we've missed anything since we started or right before the show. I'm seeing Steelers president Art Rooney commented on somebody passed from the Steelers organization. So there's some of that. So rest in power to that individual. Neil Dolan, a former general manager of the Broncos, also passed. So much prayers and love to that entire family and situation. And then we have the Browns offensive line issues. Wyatt Teller, their Pro Bowl offensive lineman from the Cleveland Browns. It looks like Wyatt Teller will not be in Cleveland in 2026 and will be with a new team next season. So he will be a free agent. 3-time Pro Bowl guard Wyatt Teller will be a free agent, not going to return to the Browns next year, which just leaves another hole more uncertainty for a team picking at 6. We've talked about it. We've reviewed mocks. I don't know what they do. I don't know what the hell they do. Do they go wide receiver? The last mock that we looked at from Daniel Jeremiah, they double tapped O-line. Loved it. They went Fanu at 6 and they went Monroe Freeling at 24. But another issue that the Browns have to work through going into the season next year. You talked about Kansas City restructuring Patrick Mahomes and his deal. Well, there was some news out of Kansas City about their star wide receiver, Rashee Rice, Jay. I don't know if you saw that. You kind of glossed through that. But he is he being sued? Is that what's happening? He's being accused of more domestic.
So from what that I had seen, right? And we saw this, I forget how long ago it was now.
Civil lawsuit.
Like it was like over a month ago. But one of his baby mamas came out and was talking about how she apparently abused him, some domestic violence type of stuff. And we had heard the story and she'd been out public about it, but nothing obviously in terms of litigation had happened. And then it comes out that she's suing him, but then also Rice's lawyer came back and said that she has a sworn affidavit that that's not true and that never happened. And so they're denying all the allegations of domestic violence of Rashee Rice towards her. And so it's kind of, again, we'll see how it plays out. Some people think it could be a money grab. Some people think there could be some validity behind it. We know Rice has multiple issues now at this point, whether that's on the road or in his personal life beyond that. But it's hard to know kind of what this story is and how valid it is. But if you recall, and I'm sure a lot of people who watch the show because we talked about it, with her coming out, talking about the abuse, now she's suing him. But apparently, according to his lawyers, she has a sworn affidavit saying that never occurred. At least to the point of violence, I believe was something of that language that the lawyer came out and said. So they're denying all allegations against him.
So this is just
Still needs that deal, though, right?
It's a so this is a continuation of some ongoing things. This isn't anything new for Rashee Rice from your understanding, right?
The new part is the actual suit against him, right? She came out publicly. I don't remember how long ago it was, but the news is that there's actually a suit against Rice for the claims of domestic violence and that type of stuff.
Got it. And the last piece of, I guess, news, but shout out to a very good career, very talented wide receiver in his time, Robert Woods, Bobby Trees. Superman Woods was his nickname back in college at USC, one of the best receivers to do it at USC. He announced his retirement. Jay Rich, Robert Woods, one-day contract, signed as a Ram, veteran wide receiver, 13 seasons. He had really good quality years with the Rams. I think he had back-to-back 1,100-yard seasons with the Rams. Him and Cooper Kupp really kind of started to get that McVay offense rolling.
That was the beginning of it,
Jared Goff. That was the beginning of that. Really turned Robert Woods into a very, very good NFL wide receiver. So shout out to Robert Woods. Calling it quits, 13 years in the league, and he was a second-round pick out of USC when he came out. Second-round pick out of USC. I think he was a part of the class with Matt Barkley, and he was there when Lane Kiffin, I believe, was the coach at Southern Cal before he destroyed the program and took his talents on elsewhere. So there it is. I think that's about it as far as NFL news, and I'm looking at the chat right now about the Browns' offensive line. Alex said the whole line is apparently gone from what he read. The entire offensive line.
Pending free agents, which is the other issue for them.
This just feels like a year where Cleveland probably needs to defer to 2027 and just
should they trade down again, Ray?
Rebuild,
get some more picks.
Well, if you got the Jags that are going to trade up to do silly things, then I would absolutely do it again because people hated on the Browns pick during the time. That Mason Graham and that extra pick looking pretty damn good for the cornerback only now, Travis Hunter, which we have not talked about. So let me just, what are your thoughts on that whole situation with the Jaguars or whomever it was coming out to say that he is going to primarily be a defensive back in 2026?
I honestly think that the community ran with it a little bit further than reality.
Okay.
Like, I think people are kind of writing off Hunter as a wide receiver because,
Most people
there's
are.
the quote of special packages and things of that nature. But, like, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It may not be what you hoped for when you drafted him, but it may just turn him into a high leverage situation player, which for a lot of people who play fantasy football, like, that's okay. I think Hunter could still be very useful to the Jags in the red zone, right? You may not feel confident playing him every week, but for me at least, the people who are like, I need to get out, it's over for Hunter as a wide receiver, like, I don't necessarily see that being the case. And the reason why, Ray, is because you've come out and said from the beginning you think he's a better wide receiver than a corner.
I did.
And so they're going to play him at corner, but what if he's not that good at corner? And what if he struggles in the NFL as a corner? Would they move him back to wide receiver where at times we did see him find success? So that's where, for me, the story on Hunter isn't written yet. They're going to try him at corner. He's going to primarily play corner, special packages at receiver, all this various stuff. But I'm also not very confident he's going to be a starting caliber corner in the NFL going forward either. So what are your thoughts on Hunter and this idea that he's going to be a primary corner and a part-time wide receiver?
I think that if I were a fan of the Jags, you just hate how this thing played out. You traded future capital. You moved up to 2 for a guy that you didn't really know what you wanted to do with. I don't think they had I think they had this idea maybe of what they wanted to do, and then when they saw it play out, there was no counter from the Jags. Everyone was excited for Week 9, I believe it was, where Travis Hunter was going to get to play that wide receiver 1 role, coming off of his first 100-yard game in London, coming off of his first NFL receiving touchdown. I believe that happened against the Rams in London, and then the MCL injury that I said wasn't a big deal that turned out to be a major deal. I guarantee if they had to do it again, they wouldn't trade up for him. Not that they wouldn't trade up for him, especially future picks. His outcome, I think he could be fine. I don't think you're going to be talking about him as Patrick Surtain or Darrell Revis or any of those, or J.C. Horn.
Right? Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know. It feels like
where do you think he ends up?
It feels like it feels like the type of move that a young GM, if the saving grace was that Jacksonville was good. Because if they were dog shit last year, people loved that Gladstone last year when, oh man, this is what I love. Young GM coming in, moving up for a player, trading.
The Myers move, I like the Jacoby Myers trade was good.
What I like about them is they realize, hey, we probably need to go get somebody else, right? Whether that be because of Brian Thomas, because of Travis Hunter. How do I think it plays out for him? I think he'll be fine. But I would be pretty disappointed if he were just a sporadic come in and I'll give you a reverse or I'll throw you one in the end zone. Just seems like I don't want to say a wasted pick, but probably not the best use of resources for the Jags. And despite that, they were still one of the best teams in the NFL this year, which was the saving grace for Jacksonville.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, but that's where I see the stories, I understand it, but like, I just want to see how it plays out because he didn't play a lot of corner last year. So he's going to do that this year. We'll see how he plays, right? And they'll have to go from there. But yeah, people are talking about in the comments, Jacoby Myers signing was definitely a nail in the coffin to some extent. And I would agree with that. It's funny because, Gladstone came from the Rams. And the Rams have been another team. They're quick to pivot. They make decisions quickly. They evaluate their talent in quick succession to where if they have to pivot and make another decision, they will make it very quickly. They're not too afraid to admit they made a mistake and move forward another direction. And I think we're kind of seeing the same thing from Gladstone now here in Jacksonville. They went and pivoted. They got Myers. It's time to do an extension. But that may not be the end of this Jacksonville offense. There's still plenty of room for plenty more talent to come in and operate in this offense as well.
What about those people who spent that top 3 rookie pick on Hunter when there were some analysts that said he was the best receiver prospect of all time?
It's burnt now. There's nothing you can do about it. But does that mean you should sell him for a second rounder,
Hunter
a
or the 201. Well, Luke said Hunter or the 201.
I'm holding Hunter. There isn't a receiver I like in this draft at the 201 more than Hunter. There just isn't. And you can maybe say a running back, but the
Scribble said he bought him for the 208.
Right? And are you really selling for that price? Because Hunter was a rookie last year. So whoever drafted him probably at least at the 106 or higher. And now you're selling him for the 208 because you think he's a corner? I don't know, man. I just seems a little bit short-sighted.
Would you take but why is it short-sighted? They just told you he's going to play damn cornerback. They just told you he's playing corner.
And last year they told you he's playing receiver. How do you know that? How do you know this is the story? How do you know he's playing corner for sure? For the rest of his career, he's a corner.
I'll just say this.
I don't know.
They brought in Jacoby Myers and paid him. They still have BTJ under contract right now. Parker Washington was outstanding. They've got Brenton Strange, and they're still not throwing the ball all over the place. You know, that T-Law had his moments where he was a high attempt, a high volume guy, but this isn't the type of offense that you're looking like, hey, they're just going to go out there and just spray that bitch all across the yard every single week. I don't know, man. It feels like corner probably was always the destined position.
For sure.
It just doesn't work out like that where, I'm not a receiver today, but maybe in a couple of years I can turn into one. Like, no, that's not what anybody wanted.
Here's a question for you. Any receiver on that team gets injured, who's the first guy stepping in? Because it should be Travis Hunter.
The backup.
BTJ gets hurt. Jacoby Myers gets hurt. Parker Washington gets hurt. The first guy up should be Travis Hunter. Who's the backup?
So I'm just asking. So he plays primary defense, and then he's the emergency receiver, and then you pull him out of defense to come play around on offense. I don't think it doesn't work like that. Like it just. I
hear. But this is what Travis Hunter was drafted to be. So now you're reverting back to, you can't play both sides in the NFL.
No, he wasn't. No.
Then why did they trade up for him? If this wasn't the plan, then why did they trade up for him?
The plan, did he not play more offense than defense? The plan was for him to be a receiver. That was the plan. Yeah. The plan wasn't for him to be a full-time cornerback and a rotational receiver. The plan, which they tried to deploy, I believe in just about every game, he ran more offense than defense. The plan was for him to be offensive. To be an offensive player, not to do that, to bounce back and forth sporadically, sure, but the plan was to be a full-time receiver, and now they're telling you he's going to play full-time corner.
Yeah, because but what you're saying, like, to me, they are just switching their stance the other way. He was still playing corner while he was a nearly full-time receiver. Now he's going to play full-time corner and he's going to play part-time receiver. But if somebody gets injured, why wouldn't he be the guy who steps in and takes over that role? Because he's still in the receiver room. He's still taking the meetings. He's still taking the reps. Like, he should be the guy that steps up in that moment. Maybe he can't do it for a full season because playing both positions is too difficult. But if someone gets injured, he should be the guy that steps up. Absolutely.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how we say that when we haven't even really seen him play receiver at a competent enough level to be the guy to step in and replace it. When BTJ was hurt,
he's receiver 4. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying he has to replace Jacoby Myers in the offense. But
and let me ask you, what is
receiver 4?
What does that mean? Who gives a shit about the receiver 4? Nobody cares about that. You're the fourth option.
But all I'm saying is that if someone were to get injured, he should be the one who steps up. And if he does play well, maybe they revert back to their plan of deploying him as a receiver. The plan right now, based on the team construction, is to play him at corner because that's what makes sense. You have BTJ, you have Parker Washington, you have Jacoby Myers. But if something changes, their plans may also change in how they want to utilize Hunter. And if he improves as a receiver, maybe it makes that pivot a little bit easier.
I'm just telling you, dude, it's not Madden. You can't just... You're going to play corner for 13 weeks, and when somebody gets hurt, we're going to pull you from that side of the field and just insert you in here. I'm just telling you, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that.
I'm not saying it's that simple, but this is a guy
That's what you just
all
said.
Last season was learning the offensive playbook, playing offense. So if there's a guy that probably could do it, it's probably him. That's all I'm saying. If you're Liam Cohen,
we shall see.
Would you rather throw out your 5th-round receiver who is awful or your 2nd overall pick who happens to play defense as well?
We shall see. We shall see. I just, Kevin, he's not feeling me, Kevin. I mean, we'll leave it alone. But this idea that you could just sub him in and out, I'm listening to what you're saying. They're not just gonna sub him in and out. That doesn't.
But then why did you and all these people tout him and say that he can do both? You did. You're the one saying draft him so high.
I said he needed to play receiver.
So now it's not Madden.
I said he needed to play receiver.
Now it's not Madden because he's a corner and he's not a good receiver.
I said he needed to play receiver. Did I not say? Had I not said it from the very beginning? Play him at receiver the whole time.
Why?
That's what I said.
Why? Clearly he's not a good receiver.
Well.
So is it Travis Hunter? Or is it your evaluation? Because there was no problem. Oh yeah, he can play both sides. We'll see how it works. We'll give it a go. But now it's not. You can't do that. It's not Madden. You can't just play both sides. But he did it in college, and he's trying to do it in the NFL. So let him try and do it, man. See what happens.
We shall see. We're gonna get to these quarterback tiers, Jay Rich. We're gonna get to these. We just hadn't talked about Hunter, so I wanted to get your thoughts on the new transition to play him full time as a defensive back. But we do got to talk about the QBs. So where is my quarterback board, Jay Rich? We got the old tier maker set up with a bunch of quarterbacks, more than 32, which means
let's go.
We're gonna dive a little deeper than just the starting 32 because we got to see if there are any quarterbacks that maybe you or I just cannot quit yet, and a lot of people may be out on them. So let's pull the board up, Jay Rich. We got the tier maker right here. We've got, 6 tiers? We got the 18-wheeler Mack truck at the top. Y'all know what it is. Mack truck at the top. We got the elite-ish quarterbacks. We got the fancy trailers. We just got average.
Oh,
then we
wow,
got the fancy trailer. Not just the trailer, the fancy.
I thought we'd go with the short beds.
No, we didn't. I didn't put the short bed truck up there. I could change it. We got the just can't quit tier where they're probably not that good, but there's something that's just got you holding on, Jay.
The shucks.
And then you got the terrible tier, just the absolutely just god-awful, terrible tier of quarterback, Jay. So let's start. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start high and work our way down, or do you want to start low and work our way up?
I think we just start at the top because I think we'll have to maneuver around the board a little bit.
Okay.
I want to know who are your 18 wheelers.
18 wheelers. Well, let's do it. And
I want you to rank them within the tier. And so for people who are listening, I want you to actually rank them within the tier, not just they're in the same tier. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. I want you to rank them. Give me your actual rankings.
All right. The number one quarterback, and this is going into next season, correct? Going into 2026. Yeah. We don't give it. We don't care about last year, any of that. Going into next year, there's one guy at the top, right? It's Josh Allen. He is a 18-wheeler. This is correct. Josh Allen, top dog. One day when they get him some help, some real receivers, it's going to be fun to watch that play out. But until then, he'll just continue to load everything on the back of the truck and then pull him forward. We'll see how he does with Joe Brady this year in Buffalo with Sean McDermott out, but there's no argument here. Josh Allen at the tip top. I mean, at this point, I do think it starts to get debatable, Jay Rich. The debates start right now at number 2. It starts right now at number 2. And what are you thinking? It's not Drake May for me. Not at 2. I'm fine with that. It is not Drake May at 2 for me. Where would you go?
I would probably go Mahomes or Lamar.
Okay. I was thinking the same thing. And
I think you got to. I think you got to respect both of them.
I'm pulling Lamar up there at number 2 right now. He's still the most dangerous dual threat kind of guy. Him and Josh Allen right there at the top. And that's why that they are able to do what they do in the NFL. The combination of throwing, legs, and neither of them really have great weapons. I'd say that Baltimore's better than what Buffalo has, but both of these guys are 18-wheeler trucks type quarterbacks at the next level. And then I would agree with you, Patrick Mahomes is also in that tier, Jay Rich. And I may shock you with this next one that I put in there. I may shock you a little bit, but it should come as to no surprise. Matthew Stafford, also in the 18-wheel truck tier.
I want you to explain that for me. Because here's my
He's a
one
top
problem with Stafford.
Okay, give it to me. Give it to me. What is your one
I
part?
I like Stafford a lot.
Okay.
But
you
at
are
the same
frozen.
time,
You are frozen.
my computer is on some shit right now.
Okay, you are frozen, but we can hear you. Continue.
I understand why people think Stafford is like as elite as they come. But is he really as good as Allen, Lamar, and Mahomes? Like, do you think he's that good?
Is he
I
as
think
good
he's
as...
very close to those guys. Very close.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't say he's as good as those guys.
I absolutely think he's as good. Maybe you should leave out and come back in. What do you think?
If you give me like 2 seconds, I may need a bit longer than that. I don't know what is going on, but my
We
computer
could hear you. We just cannot see you, and you're just frozen on the screen. So go ahead and do what you got to do. I'll talk with the chat right now. All right, chat. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what we got. J. Rich Smirk. Yeah, we got to keep that right now. We're talking real life. We're talking real life quarterbacks. They're going to trade for Cole Kmet. Stafford is not doing anything behind the offensive line that Justin Herbert played behind. Now you're back, Jay Rich. Whatever you did, you're back now. Stafford is between elite-ish and fancy trailer. What? Wow. Jag, really?
I really like Stafford. He's an amazing quarterback. I just don't think he can do the things that Mahomes and Lamar and Allen can do personally. I don't think he's dragging the team to that extent. That's just me, though. I don't think he's dragging the team to that extent, and that's my only pushback on Stafford. If you want to put him in there, I'm not going to disagree with you. He had the best season of his career, but do you think he's going to do the same thing next season?
I think he's going to be pretty good next season. I think he's going to be pretty damn good. Because I'm not going to say he's going to do the same thing. It was the
best year of his career, right? So like
Lamar didn't do what he did in 2024, but he's still a great quarterback, and we're not knocking him for that. So I'm not going to do that for Matthew Stafford.
The baseline for Lamar is very high. It's higher than Stafford. The baseline for Mahomes is higher than Stafford. The baseline for Allen is much higher than Stafford.
Okay.
Right? If Stafford throws 23 touchdowns, we're like, that happens when you can't run.
Who else do we have? And let me
in the elite.
We're talking trucks. They can drag the team. Who else?
The question is Burrow.
Joe Burrow?
And do you have Burrow up there? Right? People may talk about Herbert because while Herbert can't win, man, he's really dragged that team a lot. And I don't know if I'd put him quite there, but for me, the 18-wheelers, like the true 18-wheelers, it's Allen, it's Mahomes, and it's Lamar. Like that for me is the true trucks of the NFL.
Well, listen,
this doesn't matter the offensive line, doesn't matter the receivers. Like they're going to find ways to win games, in my opinion.
We'll leave those three. It's our joint thing. We have to come to consensus. We both agree on Lamar. We both agree on Allen. We both agree on Mahomes. There's some dissension with Matthew Stafford. And I don't know if there was really any dissension with Joe Burrow. We didn't. Have we seen Burrow play a lot without Jamar or T? And I mean, he took the Bengals to the Super Bowl in his second season after they just had the number 1 overall pick. How is Joe Burrow not an 18-wheeler? How is Burrow not a Mack truck?
Because the problem is that much like with Stafford, like I like Burrow a lot. I just don't know if I could put him there. I know you. That's not what I'm asking you. I know you don't want to put him there. I'm saying, why not? Give me the reasoning. Why not? When you're talking about a guy who took the team that was picking number 1 overall in 2020 to draft him, the very next season he had him in the goddamn Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals. The next season he's in the Super Bowl. What year was that, Ray? Wasn't that 2019?
No,
we still talking about 2019.
No, it was 2021. It was 21 that they went to the Super Bowl.
2021. So this is I think the problem.
2019 was Kyler Murray.
If you love Joe Burrow, then you're gonna go to bat for Joe Burrow no matter what. If you're neutral on him, you say, well, like what really has he done since that season? And the answer is he's been injured a lot. Yes, he's been injured a lot. Right? And his record, even when on the field, isn't that great anyways. And it's not to say that it's his fault, but it's the same reason why Dak Prescott is not elite, because we both think Dak is a phenomenal quarterback, could be in that tier based off the way he plays, especially in certain games, but we're not putting Dak in that conversation. But him and Joe Burrow are kind of in the same spot. They both can put up tremendous numbers. They both can win football games, but they're not, like, there's not a big difference to me between Dak and Joe Burrow other than age.
All right. Who else is in the elitist tier? I think Justin Herbert has to be in this tier as well.
Yes.
Justin Herbert. And would you put Herbert over Stafford and Burrow?
Nah, you can't do that. I think that's a little too crazy. I love Herbert, but I don't think I could do that.
So you would keep it Stafford, Burrow, then Herbert?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I offer up Jaden Daniels for tribute for the elitist tier?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Can I offer JD5 there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you got to put JD5, Caleb, and May all in that tier.
Okay.
Whatever tier they're in, I think you got to put them all together.
Caleb. And you said Drake May?
Yeah.
Can I offer Dak Prescott to the elitist tier?
I'm fine with it, but I'm curious what people think. I'm fine with it. I love Dak. I think Dak is a great quarterback.
How is Dak not on... I don't know how you have Daniels, Caleb, and May on here and not have Dak Prescott. I'm not saying you. I'm just speaking in general. I don't know how you have Jaden Daniels 1 season, Caleb Williams 1 season, Drake May 1 season, and then Dak Prescott, a walking 4,300 yards a year, how he's not in this tier. I feel like Dak's got to be here. Dak has to be here.
Yeah.
What do the people say, Jay? What is the chat saying about this one? Because here's where we start to get no ways and all of that. Where's Dak at?
I'm fine with Dak here, but then the chat's asking for T-Law now. Is T-Law also in this tier? He showed a lot this season. Everyone else kind of 1 season, right? But those guys are very young, and definitely 26, we expect an even better version of Caleb, some better version of JD5, a better version of Drake May. Dak, we'll see with the weapons, and I think it's the same with Lawrence. Lawrence had a good season, but how do you feel about him in this tier? Could he be in the fancy trailer tier? Because I don't know if we view him as a truck.
I don't think he's in the elitist tier yet. I don't know if I can put T-Law here.
This is the thing with JD5.
I know.
Found a way to win games. Caleb found the way to win games. Say what you want about May, easy schedule. He found a way to win some tough games late in the playoffs. We haven't seen it from Dak. And Lawrence is the same. Now, he ran into Josh Allen in Buffalo. That happens, right? It's the AFC. But I think that's the distinguished part is you have Stafford winning in the postseason, Burrow winning in the postseason, Herbert. We just know that he's a phenomenal quarterback. And if people don't like the ranking, I'm sorry. Like, he showed it this season that he is as close to elite as it gets, but hasn't won
Herbert
yet.
is up there. Herbert's up there. Herbert's up there.
Dak and Lawrence, I think, could be a tier below. It just depends on where you see them going.
There's no chance in hell I'm going to drop Dak Prescott to a fancy trailer. No way.
But
that's egregious.
We talked about this a few days. He's got to win at some point. He has to win.
Nobody in this
has to win.
You know who hasn't won? Herbert.
I know.
Daniels.
I agree with you. But Herbert is a better quarterback than Dak. He just is. He is a better quarterback than Dak. He is.
Wait a minute.
Look at what he did with his offensive line. He's much better quarterback than Dak.
You think Herbert?
I love Dak. He's a better quarterback than Dak.
I vehemently disagree with that sentiment.
That's fine.
Go look at their numbers. How is he a much better quarterback than Dak Prescott?
What I've seen him do with that offensive line is he is a much better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Prescott, he needs to find ways to win.
Pull up the numbers. But it's
not about the numbers. Why are we talking about numbers? If you're going to talk about numbers,
you know
at the top because he threw 47 touchdowns and won MVP.
You know why we're talking about the numbers? Because I don't want to trust your analysis on it. Of just trust me, bro. I've watched Herbert play, and he's better. Well, then what are you using to base it then? What are you using? No.
Okay.
What are you using to? If you're not using numbers, you just using vibes. Like, fuck it, I just think he's better.
I'm not using vibes. But, Ray, you're talking about a quarterback who every other season gets injured. 2020, 5 games. 2022, 12 games. 2024, 8 games. What's he going to do in 26? 10? 11? Again, you're talking about the most yardage he's put up in his entire career with 4,700. That's amazing. Dak Prescott had a phenomenal season.
Wait,
he had no defense.
We're talking about what? But we want to talk about who got an MVP vote. Didn't Dak finish second in the MVP race? Does he have a number 2 MVP finish? No, don't dismiss it.
Are you talking about 2 years ago again? Or is this 3 years ago now?
So we just want to talk about what happened last year? You want to just talk about what happened in 2025?
All I'm saying is we're having a conversation about 2026, and you're bringing up 2023. Come on. I don't even have to say how Herbert somehow got an MVP vote this season in 2025. For his quarterback play and his ascension.
Vote. Dak finished second.
What has Dak done? He puts up a lot of yards. He throws the ball a lot.
The same thing Justin Herbert's done. The same thing Justin Herbert's done.
Who's won more football games?
Dak Prescott.
Well, that's actually not true. Because you have to be on the field to win football games.
Okay.
In his last 2 seasons combined, 3-5, 7-9-1. Is that a winning record? Or did Justin Herbert go to the playoffs 2 seasons in a row with double-digit wins? He did that, right?
He did do that.
And you saw his offensive line this season.
But here's the difference is I'm not knocking. I've got Herbert in here. You're the one saying Dak doesn't belong in the same category. I'm not knocking her. No, what you said is Dak shouldn't be in this category. I never said Herbert shouldn't be there. I didn't say Herbert shouldn't be. I came off the bat and said Herbert right away. You're saying Dak doesn't belong in the tier because Herbert's done so much more. And what I'm saying is that is what you said.
They're similarly, but I think Herbert is a better quarterback. And you're saying, well, look at the numbers. And all I'm saying is that the numbers don't really matter that much. They're both talented quarterbacks. But if we're going off numbers, just throw Matthew Stafford in the elite tier and throw Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson down to the bottom because they had bad seasons.
You're the one telling me I can't look at 23? You said that.
All I'm saying is you're bringing up 3 years ago. You're bringing up Joe Burrow in 2021. These quarterbacks.
Let's go to
what
fancy
was Caleb Williams doing in 2023?
Let's go to and you quickly put his ass right there in the elitist tier. It's just
because I think in 26 he's going to be elite-ish. That's the whole point. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, and that's what I think Dak will be. The same way he's been.
What if he loses Pickens?
Get out of here, man. Let's go to the fancy trailer section. Who are our fancy trailer? So is Trevor Lawrence in this tier?
Nah. For me, T-Law and Dak are both questionable in this tier, but that's fine. Bo Nix can go in that tier in the fancy trailer. Brock Purdy can go in that tier for sure. Jordan Love can go in that tier.
Okay, Jordan Love. Where you at, Jordan Love? Where's old Love at? Where's old Jordan Love? There you go. Let's get Love up there. So we've got Trevor,
where is
Bo, Brock,
Jalen Hurts?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Where's Hurts? Where's Sammy Ball Game? There's Sam Darnold.
For sure. Who are we missing? Don't even dare. Don't even dare unless you're putting him in the bottom tier. CJ Stroud is not a fancy trailer. Okay, he's been god awful.
Baker Mayfield.
So, how much stock do you put into 2 seasons ago?
No.
I'm kind of tempted to say Baker is average.
Don't get me started. You just told me I couldn't reference shit from last year, let alone 2 seasons ago.
I'm asking you, how much stock do you put into 2 years ago versus this year? Because I'm tempted to think that Baker is a bit more average than he is a fancy trailer. He was really not that good this year. And so was 2 years ago the outlier, or was this just a down season?
It's a great question.
That's
a great question.
It's just that's the hard part for me. I don't know about Baker. I'm kind of so on him right now.
Let's work through a few. Okay, let me see what the chat is saying about Baker Mayfield. Let's see what the chat is saying. This is I'm enjoying this exercise quite a bit. Let's see.
People are asking about Goff too.
Okay, I gotta scroll back. Put them both in fancy trailers. Okay, that was that. This tier is way too big. Cut it off after May. JJ will be in the elite tier. We're not gonna get there. We've got Purdy at the top of the tier. Yep, Purdy's in there. I think Purdy needs to move up. Herbert fell off a cliff. O-line. Hurts is average. Darnold, so is Darnold. We got Hurts and Darnold votes for average tier. How is Dak above Mayfield?
What?
Yeah, I don't know about. I think I would take Dak over Baker.
Dude.
Hurts average. Purdy at the top. I do think we mean to move Purdy to the top. Baker was playing hurt last season. Baker is a truck. Never mind Purdy already in. Baker had one great year and then a whole lot of meh. I don't think Baker's definitely not a truck. Baker is not a truck for sure. He's not going in the truck tier. I will move Brock to the top of this tier. I'll move Brock up there. We'll get T-Law there at number 2. I'm going to keep Baker here. I think Hurts is a fancy trailer.
How would you rank Love, Knicks, and Hurts?
Tier for now. Okay. And we can adjust and move. Where's Jared Goff at?
Oh, man.
Goff's got to go in here. Goff's got to be in this tier.
Goff he's been really good with a good team though. And he's lost some big games.
I'm going to offer 2 more names up for this tier. Okay? I'm offering 2 more names up.
Okay.
2 more names for this tier. We're not done with this tier yet. Jackson Dart. And then we also have to put in Daniel Jones. What are your thoughts on those?
No way, man.
Okay, he's not a fancy trailer, even though before he got injured, the Colts were, 8-2 before the injury? I mean,
Ray, you sat on this show, and I basically told you they weren't making the playoffs.
I'm just trying to use. I'm trying to use your logic here. I'm trying not to recall back anything further than what happened last season. And prior to the injury, this team was rolling.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it up. So you want Daniel Jones? Will drop him down. Jackson Dart, are you good with Dart here?
I'd put him at average. He was fine for fans, but as an actual quarterback, was he that good? He was okay.
Okay, we'll put Jackson Dart down now. Now we're in the average tier. This is just your average NFL quarterback. They're fine.
Where would you put?
They're fine.
Kyler. Is Kyler average, or you can't get out just yet?
He's in one of those 2 tiers. I'm not sure.
I feel like with Kyler, I can't quit him because he's got so much talent.
It feels like that. It feels.
But he's probably deserving of average. He's probably an average quarterback to some extent. But the way I truly feel about him is I can't quit Kyler. I just love Kyler.
CJ Stroud, is he in the tier with Jackson Dart and Daniel Jones in the average tier?
I guess so.
Okay.
From a talent perspective, he is. He just sucks. Maybe it is simple as the offensive line and the offense and the players around him to some extent.
I don't think he's. I don't think he sucks.
He's been pretty bad, Ray. He's been pretty bad.
Where's Bryce Young?
I know you like him.
Where's Bryce Young?
Are we ready to say he's average?
I mean, I'm not putting him anything higher than that. That's the ceiling.
Well, that's for sure.
That's the ceiling.
Let's put him in average and start ranking some other guys and see where they end up.
All right. Let's Cam Ward.
Can we just throw some can't quit for Cam Ward? I won't give him terrible.
Okay, there we go. Can't quit. A Rich.
Terrible. Right, just put him in the bottom, man. You can put him at the top of the tier if you like, but there's no way. There's no way. He's been awful. Are you gonna put him in the terrible tier? Are you gonna let that happen on your watch? This is your boy. You touted him. Gator. The next Michael Vick, some may have said.
I just can't quit him, man. I just can't quit him. I just cannot quit.
Okay, then give me JJ McCarthy.
Where are we putting JJ at?
I can't quit him.
You can't quit 9, huh?
Quit it. Nah,
Kevin's gonna love this. Let's go.
Can't quit JJ.
Can't quit JJ McCarthy. J Rich cannot quit JJ McCarthy. Michael Penix Jr. A lot of discussion about Penix this week.
I mean, here's the problem. If A Rich is a can't quit, how is Penix not a can't quit? Someone's got to be terrible. And Penix and A-Rich. Like, if A-Rich isn't terrible,
okay,
then we got to reevaluate.
All right, we'll put A-Rich in the terrible tier. We'll put A-Rich in the terrible tier.
I'd put Penix in the terrible tier, personally.
You'd put Penix?
I'm out on Penix, man. I don't want to deal with it. Too many injuries.
All right, Jay Rich, I'm going to give you one.
Is that Mac Jones?
That is Mac Jones. Where would you like to place Mac Jones?
You got to do can't quit.
You want to go can't quit for Mac Daddy.
I got to go can't quit.
You want to go Mac Jones can't quit tier for the Mac Daddy. Aaron Rodgers, who's probably going to play this year.
I honestly think Aaron Rodgers should be an average.
Okay.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a bad quarterback, but his skills are diminished for sure.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers in the average tier. Let's look for your boy, Finger Guns Tyler Shuck.
So, am I allowed to put him in average?
I know what you mean. You want to put him in between this, right? You want one in between here?
I want him like he's got to be ahead of Cam Ward slightly.
Okay.
But if you put him between him and Kyler, I'm fine with it. I think he was just slightly better than Cam Ward this season. And personally, I really like Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore is going to turn him into a pretty decent quarterback. But I think he could be average in 26. I do. Where are you putting Tua?
Kirk Cousins.
I don't know, man. Would you give him average? We just haven't seen it enough. I mean, honestly, when he was on the field, he was pretty good.
It wasn't awful, but
he beat the Rams.
You want to just keep him in the back half of the. He's an old guy. You can't quit him yet.
Terrible. Like,
he's not terrible.
It's much like Rodgers, man. Like, you
okay. Well, you got Rodgers in the average. You got Rodgers. You want to drop Rodgers down one?
What do you think? I don't think Rodgers was that bad. He had some moments where he played really well.
I didn't think he was that bad either.
Like he had some moments this year where he played really well.
Pittsburgh offensively,
we got
they were pretty bad.
25 QBs ahead of him. Like, we got a lot of QBs ranked here.
We do have a lot of QBs ranked.
And Rodgers he's behind a lot of them. Like,
all right,
really, it's just the young, unproven guys that he's ahead of right now.
Let's see if any of these quarterbacks can hit your can't quit tier. Jacoby Brissett.
Terrible.
Tua Tagovailoa.
I'm tempted to put Tua in average, honestly. How do you feel about Tua versus Kyler?
Kyler Murray. Every day of the week. Every day of the week. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't think Tua's terrible. He's not great, but he had a bad season for sure. But Kyler's had a lot of bad seasons. Versus what Tua's best season was actually pretty good.
I mean, he led the league. What, he lead the league in passing yards? But
2 years ago.
We can't. I know how you feel about that history. You don't like looking back on ancient history.
I'm saying it doesn't really matter, but I don't think Tua's. We're not talking about putting him in the elite-ish tier. We're talking about putting him in the average tier.
He's definitely not going in that tier for me. Shador, your boy.
Terrible. Shador's terrible, man. He's not that good.
Terrible? Terrible?
He wasn't good, man. Like,
dude,
what do you want me to say?
He had no help.
You like the kid.
He had no help.
Good.
What help did he have? What helped? His offensive line was a mess. They're throwing the ball to Jamari Thrash. They're throwing the ball to Jerry Jeudy. All he had was Harold Fannin. I saw him throw for 300 yards.
So you can't quit Shador, the 5th rounder out of Colorado?
Mel Kiper said he should have been a first rounder at the NFL.
He wasn't a first rounder. He was a 5th rounder.
So you've got Tua over Shador.
Ray, if you are building a team right now, you take Tua over Shador.
There's no chance.
That is so okay.
There is no chance in hell I would take Tua over Shador. Zero.
That's
zero.
Fine.
Zero.
That is fine because you love yourself, the Sanders boys. You love Dion. You love Shador. You even love Shiloh just a little bit. You just want to see him in the league.
I like Shiloh.
Yeah.
Shiloh would be a great addition to a kickoff team unit. I'm not saying he should be a starting safety, but I like Shiloh.
Okay, so
where do
if you want to move up Sanders, he's hardly played. You can't quit him. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Throw him behind Tua.
Thank you. Marcus Mariota. We're getting.
I don't think he's
not terrible. I'm with you. He's not in the terrible tier. He's not in the terrible tier.
He's not terrible. He's not terrible.
All right, we got two more that we're gonna rank. Geno Smith.
Geno Smith is terrible. He was really bad.
All right, you got Geno in the terrible tier, and then because we cannot have a show without talking about your boy Justin Fields. Some people are still,
look, man, there's no way.
To this day, there are people saying, give Fields a real shot. Get him out of the Jets organization and watch him flourish. There are people who still can't quit Justin Fields. We're talking 26.
There's people, but are we those people?
I can't do it again with Fields.
It's over, man.
I can't do
it
again with Fields.
I don't.
But I don't think he's
not done. But I don't. Again, he is still the Jets quarterback.
Let's move Penix to the top of that tier. It feels a little better doing that. Put Penix there.
Yeah, we can still move within the tiers a little bit. We can still.
All right. So
readjust.
here, how many quarterbacks do we have ranked right here, Jay Rich?
Is that 10?
3, 4, 5, 6
18,
times 3, 18.
23. 34, like
36. I think we got 36. We got 36. We went three positional buckets deep. Top 36 quarterbacks. Final call for adjustments. Top tier, 18 wheelers. Your Mack trucks. Doesn't matter the situation. These quarterbacks are going to pull it through. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Anybody we need to add to this tier?
I don't think so, man. Like those to me are
final call.
They're the best of the best in my opinion.
Final
I'm
call.
Not moving it. I think those are the guys.
I'm going to the chat. See, look at that. Look at that. Can't quit Fields. There's one right there. I knew.
Oh, there's a couple of
there's a couple of people that can't quit. See, so Steve said it. All right, can't quit. Cannot quit Fields. Anything with the top tier though, Jay? You seen anything with the top tier?
I don't think so. No, I just think. Say what you want about Lamar and winning, Allen and winning. Like they're just so good, man.
People are saying move that Lamar Jackson. Move that Lamar Jackson. And then Jason wants Jameis Winston on the board. He wants we'll get there. We're going to keep the top tier. This is the one where I feel like these next two tiers, people are going to bitch and complain. Okay, we'll get there. We've got a couple of cans at the bottom we'll talk about. I see Quinn Ewers hit the chat. Elitist tier, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, Drake May, Dak Prescott.
I have no issue with it. No issue with it. You got the three young quarterbacks. Ray, how would you rank those quarterbacks? Would you put Caleb over Daniels?
I
know you're not putting May ahead of either of them.
I would put Caleb ahead of Daniels. Yes.
Okay. So I
would put Caleb ahead of Daniels. Want to bump Herbert up? You want to bump Herbert up?
You can if you want to bump Herbert down. That's fine by me.
No. I was going to say up. Bump him up. We got him at 3 right now. We've got him third.
I would put him behind.
You'd move Stafford back, right?
No, I'm fine with Stafford there. Stafford was the MVP this season. Like he's still a great quarterback. I just don't know if I'd put him in the 18-wheeler tier. How do you feel about Herbert versus Burrow? I love Burrow, but I feel like Herbert's played better.
It's fine. If you want to flip-flop him, I'm fine with it. I'm not going to argue it.
That's a fluid situation, Burrow versus Herbert. They're both great
Jaden versus May.
I'm fine with May being third. May played nobody this year.
And then the final one, somebody said they would pay money to move Dak out of the elitist tier. I think this is to even have him here as a fancy trailer. Like that team goes I don't care who's on Dallas. It doesn't matter the receivers. It doesn't matter if they've got Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry, CeeDee Lamb. Without Dak Prescott, that team goes nowhere. Nowhere.
But it ain't really gone that far with them either, though.
It goes
which
nowhere.
Which is really the conversation.
Unless you win, it doesn't matter. And when I look at Brock Purdy, who's right next to him, I saw San Francisco win with Mac Jones. I saw him get to a Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo. I saw him play well in stints with other players. I don't think him and Dak are in the same tier.
Okay, but But isn't your argument? But your argument is fine because Purdy wins, but Dak doesn't win. If Dak was winning and Purdy was winning, I think your argument would hold a bit more weight. But you're comparing a quarterback who wins and you're claiming it's because of the team, but Dak Prescott loses also because of the team. So is your point that Dak would win the Super Bowl if he played on the Niners?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go to the fancy trailer.
Watch out.
Let's go to the fancy trailer tier. Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, Bo Nix, who's actually won more than his other counterparts in the 23 class, but he's quite a bit lower, is down there. Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff.
I'm fine with it.
Again, you talk about winning 2 years in a row.
I don't like Baker being in there, honestly. I'm not a big fan of Baker in this tier.
You talk about winning 2 years in a row. Bo Nix's team has been in the playoffs his first 2 years of his career. Both seasons. More wins than Caleb, Jaden, Drake May in his first 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. And you got him
how
five spots lower.
How much do you attribute his wins or the team wins to him? Because people can say what they want about Drake May, but like they blew out teams this year. Blew out a ton of teams this year. So it wasn't like he wasn't doing his part offensively. Like there was, again, they beat the Raiders, 13-10 or like 10-7. They beat the Jets 13-12, almost lost Justin Fields. Like, again, winning is big in the NFL. It's like wins is not a QB stat, it's a team stat. But like there was a lot of times where we said, is this offense really good enough with Bo Nix at the helm to take them where this defense can take them, right? It's the same conversation with Houston. It's kind of the same. It's just Stroud was really bad in the playoffs. Bo Nix was actually pretty good in the playoffs. And I don't think we're distracting Bo Nix by how, like, what's the difference between Bo Nix and Purdy?
All right, we got more people saying Baker should move down. You want to move Baker down, Jay Rich? I'm looking in the chat.
It does feel like the fancy trailer tier is a little big. And people are saying Darnold, too.
Sam
average.
Darnold? Okay.
But if Darnold is average, Goff is definitely average.
Where's Goff land? Where's Goff land?
If we're Goff separating a bit, Goff is last 2 years Goff is kind of worse than Darnold. Kind of. I like Goff. Goff's got a good team though. Goff's got a really good team. Defense is suspect, but offensively,
okay. I'm okay with this. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so now we got to restructure the average tier. But are you set on fancy trailers?
I feel like the fancy trailer tier is set. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Do you want to move Hurts up to the top dog spot? Hurts over Lawrence, Hurts over Purdy.
Nah, he's just been too bad, man. For me, it's the where I struggle with Hurts is that you can't be as bad as he was after being as good as you were last season. Like the variance is pretty stark for this Philly team, and a lot of it has to do with Jalen Hurts for sure.
Oh, there we go. We got one right here. Ball knowers. Dak over Herbert's. Goff has been on 2 teams. Darnold has been on 5. Come on, Jay Rich. Darnold, Goff, Bake for me.
Darnold, Goff, Bake. Yeah. But I'm not talking about we could talk about Goff and his team.
Scribble said no chance. Scribble said no chance. Hurts is over Purdy. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's tough.
So we got the average tier quarterback set, can't quit tier, and it's kind of like, of course you're not going to quit the second year quarterback, but you're in, right? You're not ready to put them in that average tier, fancy trailer tier, but we've got Kyler Murray, Tyler Shuck, Cam Ward, J.J. McCarthy, Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins, Tua Tagovailoa, Shedeur Sanders, and Marcus Mariota in the I just can't quit tier yet. And I'll just say with Mariota, Cousins, and Jones are more like they're probably going to be backups, but backups where if you had to start them, like your team could probably be fine. Like if you had to play.
Yeah. I mean, Mariota's been a fine starter. Yeah, Mariota's
he's been fine. Mac Jones in the right system can be fine. Cousins later in his career, right system can be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
McCarthy
but where are you at on the average, though?
Yeah, okay, the average.
Baker, Stroud, Dart.
Oh, I skipped average, sorry.
Darnold, Goff, Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers. Is that tier too big? Because there's a lot of guys we just
not
can't
really.
quit,
I
and
feel
that's
like
fine.
I think we could put Kyler in that tier. I think we could throw.
Kyler's the only player I think is even eligible for me. Shuck can't get in there yet. Ward can't get in there. McCarthy, hell no. Mac, maybe, depending how you feel about Mac.
Maybe.
Cousins, maybe. Again, we threw Rodgers in the back of that tier, but how would you distinguish those guys within the tier? Because I don't know about Baker at the top of the tier. Stroud is definitely questionable.
Going into next season, I
might have Goff at the top of that tier, honestly. Because we dropped Goff down. And I think he's got to at least be near the top, if not the top of average.
I think Dart's up there as well. I like what he did. I mean, I think he's right on the cusp of being one of those caliber guys. I would have Dart there.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe like this, the way that it is right now.
Would you move Darnold up ahead of Baker, ahead of Stroud? Because right now he's behind both those guys.
No, I would not. No, I want to see Darnold. I want to see Darnold without Kubiak and without his quarterback coach going into next year. Man, he wasn't great the back half of the season either.
The last 6 games of the season, he was not good.
He wasn't great
either. In the playoffs,
either.
he turned up. And
he turned up a little bit. I think Darnold is right there, right in the middle of the average tier. Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, and then Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. The only other one that I could probably bump up, if you wanted to throw Kyler in there, but I know he's been injured and out of sight, out of mind. But I could throw Kyler at the back of that.
Yeah.
Dart over Baker.
I go back and forth on it. I see the appeal for Dart. I think it is a little early for Dart to be that high. And again, it's just because like even CJ Stroud versus Dart, right? Like you throw those guys in a neutral situation. Like I don't mind Stroud there. Stroud just been struggling. You want to put
Darnold over him too?
Yeah, you got to. He just won the Super Bowl, dude.
And then Darnold over Stroud.
See, then you talk about Dart over Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers, then we're fine.
Okay.
Right? Like, that's cool.
Okay.
But Goff, Baker, Darnold, CJ Stroud, Jackson Dart, Daniel Jones, Bryce Young, Aaron Rodgers in that, tier of average, I think that looks about appropriate, yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to argue that. I like Jackson Dart a little bit more than you then. I like him a little bit more than you, and I think that he's got a little more upside in him. I mean, look at what he did with the team where he only had with Wan'Dale Robinson, no head coach, running back got hurt, poor running game, not a lot of receivers, not a lot of weapons, and he's got that. I love his mentality. So I'd have Dart.
Nagy?
I like Jackson Dart. I like Jackson Dart. The can't quit tier. Is there anybody you want to move up ahead of 9? That's what I'm looking at. Do you want to move Ward?
9.
Do you want to move Ward ahead of Shuck? Do you want to move 9 back any?
I'm fine with Shuck, Ward, and McCarthy. I think Mac Jones in a really good spot because you just take the young quarterbacks over him. But he's probably the best backup quarterback in the league right now, unless I'm kind of forgetting somebody. It seems like, yeah, he's probably the one you'd want and would probably start for certain teams in the NFL, depending on the situation. So I think Mac's inappropriate there. Kirk, people don't like Tua, but do you think Tua should move down to the terrible
People
tier?
keep saying 9 is too high. 9 is too high.
Where on the board?
I don't know where people want 9 to be. We can't drop him in the terrible tier.
Where would you put
you got
Mendoza?
Penix in the terrible tier. We'll use who looks more like Mendoza. Want to use Jameis for Mendoza? We'll use Jameis. We'll use famous Jameis for Mendoza.
Playing in the Kubiak system, Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers,
like realistically,
maybe George Pickens.
Realistically, who are we using? We're using Jameis Winston.
Yeah, lookalike.
Realistically,
DJ, take a sip. 9 is terrible.
Where I would put Mendoza at is probably right here for his rookie year.
I'd put him at the back.
I'd put him right.
One behind him.
I'd put him right ahead of Rodgers. I just like the Raiders' weapons a little better than Pittsburgh's today. So
Shiny
even
new toy, right? Haven't seen him fail yet.
I haven't seen him fail. You got Bowers, you've got Genty, Rodgers has got DK Metcalf, and we don't even know if he's back. We don't even know if he's back yet.
Maybe not have Gainwell too.
I'd probably put him right here. I don't think I'm not going to put him over Dart or Stroud. And if you tell me Daniel Jones, well, he's got the Achilles, maybe you could bump him right here, behind Dart.
I'm kind of assuming Jones is healthy in this scenario.
That's what I'm assuming as well.
We're not going to knock him too much because of the injury.
Right,
but
we're assuming some health.
And to be fair, we don't know where Jones is going to play. We assume he's back in Indy.
That's very true.
But he could actually end up somewhere else. Very true. Right? But yeah, I would put Mendoza behind Rodgers, or again, you have my head of Rodgers. No real difference there. Right at the back of the average tier. Haven't seen him fail yet. Like the situation. Think it could work out pretty good for him. But we'll see.
Yeah, is this okay to put Mendoza? We're using Jameis. We're using Jameis Winston as the Fernando Mendoza placeholder and placing him in the back of the average tier, right behind Bryce Young, but right ahead of, in this example and exercise, Aaron Rodgers, who's back with Pittsburgh next year. So we got him right there. Okay. Yep. My last question is Penix. Do you want to move Penix? People are saying you can't have Shador and they can't quit and Penix and they're terrible.
I agree with that comment, but the reason why is because I would have Shador in the terrible tier and you have him in the can't quit tier.
All right. Shador versus these guys.
I would probably put Shador behind Penix.
Okay. All right. Top of the tier? Top of the terrible tier?
near the top.
Near the
top. Near the top of terrible.
And then you got
elite terrible football player.
And you got Tua over both of them, which I disagree with that. I would have Tua in the terrible tier.
Then move Tua down if you want.
No one's really talked about Tua. Let's go one more. Malik Willis. Where would Malik, and who are we using for Willis? The other black guy, we only got one left. Russell Wilson.
Yeah, sure. Russell Wilson.
Just I think
Malik Willis would be in the can't quit tier.
Can't quit tier.
I wouldn't say he's terrible, but I don't know if he's good.
Ahead of 9?
No.
You would take J.J. McCarthy over Malik Willis for next season?
100% I would.
Ahead of Mac Jones?
No.
Behind Mac Jones? Ahead of Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, probably about there. But I'm also not like buying into Willis is going to be like this great quarterback because he played decent in Green Bay for like 6 games or 7 games, whatever it was. He looked really good, but he's not playing in that system with that team. He's probably going somewhere.
Wasn't even 7. I think it was like 3 games.
What if he's in Arizona? Do we like that? What if he's the Jets quarterback?
Jay Rich, they said you're smoking crack to have Malik Willis back here.
Okay, Scribbles, where are you putting Willis? You're going to say he's an average quarterback? When we saw him play in Tennessee, he was awful. Right? Did we forget that? But now he starts in Green Bay for a few games. We're gonna get Matt Flynn? Is that what we're doing? I can't put him higher than can't quit. I just can't.
I'm fine. I was gonna have him right behind Cam Ward. Ahead of McCarthy.
So tell me why you would take Malik Willis over 9.
Just what I saw from McCarthy this year doesn't make me feel good, man.
But McCarthy only played 10 games in the NFL.
I get it.
Won his last 4 games.
I'm
not saying he's a great quarterback. We got him in can't quit for a reason. But let him develop. Okay. We'll see what he can do. It's the same with Willis. It's not that different. But I would just take McCarthy because he's 3rd year in the system. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, there it is. There goes. We ranked them there 40 quarterbacks, and for those people coming in late, Russell Wilson represents Malik Willis, and Jameis Winston represents Fernando Mendoza. And then we're assuming Aaron Rodgers is back in Pittsburgh, and then we got some of the other guys there as well. All right, Jay, I'm going to save this. Well, we got the show saved. We're gonna revisit these ranks in due time, probably after free agency. We're gonna rank our running backs, rank our quarterback, our tight ends, our wide receivers. We've got the NFL Combine next week, so we'll do a pre-draft, pre-combine mock draft on Tuesday, but we are absolutely going to revisit these and these tiers, and I'm sure the people will not let us go. My biggest gripe for everybody out there watching live or watching it later is the disrespect for Dak Prescott's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's at some
But
point
what is the
it
disrespect?
has to stop. It has to. That's all I'm gonna say.
But
I've said my piece.
What is the disrespect? You put him in the elite-ish tier. How much higher are you gonna put him? You gonna put him ahead of Burrow? You gonna put him ahead of Herbert? Sure.
He barely made it in because of you and the people in this damn chat. Because of you and the people in this day, you almost put him in the trailer tier with Bo Nix and Jordan Love and Trevor Lawrence. My gosh. And they're saying y'all are disrespecting Jalen Hurts too. Disrespecting him too much. Hit the music, man. Kevin and his damn nines in the chat. It's time. There we go. Good tier list. Can't wait to see how this changes after free agency. Thank you, Ricardo.
Yeah, we'll move
Thank
it
you.
around.
We will absolutely. I'm gonna save this. We will move it around. The highest paid QB in the NFL is average. Get out of here, Ruby OO_-E. No bias, Jag. J Rich, you know I'm an unbiased machine, baby. Unbiased machine. Scribble said, I love Dak Ray. I'm with you. J Rich, get us out of here, baby.
Let us know what you think of our tiers.
Oh, we got
Give
a super
us
chat
your
from Adam.
favorite.
We got one from Adam on the way out. We got one loving the offseason content. Jalen will remember, but a few requests this offseason. Debro episode, Friday special episode here and there.
I mean, it will just replace the Thursday episode.
Well, we got you, Adam. Don't you worry, Adam. We got you. But we appreciate the love. Appreciate the super chat. Mean that sincerely. Thank you. Let's go, Jay. Get us out of here.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Let us know what your favorite pick in the tier list was and who had the worst selection. Let us know in the comments after the show, or if you're watching after the fact. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Maybe we do some wide receiver tiers, because I know
dude, we need 3 hours.
Disagree on wide receiver
Oh my
tiers.
God, we need 3 hours for that show. This one took an hour and a half. But yeah, much love. Check out the content. See y'all next week. We out. Peace.
Peace.